The old cowboy aimed at a wild deer. Then, he pulled the trigger, accurately hitting the deer in the heart. After seeing the deer escape, Moss wasn't in a hurry. He first took the spent cartridge, then followed the trail of blood. But soon, he discovered another trail of blood, that of a wild dog. This immediately alerted Moss. He walked in the opposite direction, and on a hilltop, he saw vehicles in the distance. When he looked closely through his binoculars, he realized something serious had happened. So, he mustered his courage and went to the scene. The ground was littered with corpses and weapons. It seemed a fierce battle had recently taken place. After confirming there were no survivors, he searched the area. But to his surprise, there was a person lying on the verge of death. Out of caution, Moss took the submachine gun beside him and the magazine from his pocket. It wasn't until he saw the cargo in the vehicle that Moss finally understood what had happened. It turned out to be a gang deal, which had resulted in mutual casualties. But Moss thought things weren't so simple. After searching, he found a man under a tree not far away. Moss didn't rush. He waited there for 2 hours, and only after nothing happened did he slowly walk towards the tree. Sure enough, there was a black leather suitcase full of cash next to the man. It seemed his trip hadn't been in vain. Back home, he didn't tell his wife, but he soon realized he had made a mistake. So he had to return to the scene. When he arrived, he found that someone had already been there. Then, he noticed a figure on the distant hillside. The man immediately hid, praying that the other person would leave quickly. But the other person had already spotted him and fired a shot. The man had no choice but to run, trying to escape the pursuit. Unfortunately, the man was still shot and fell down the hillside. Seizing the opportunity, he didn't dare to stop for a moment and immediately jumped into the lake. He narrowly escaped death. Back home, the man treated his wounds. The next morning, he first saw his wife off, then rented a motel alone, hiding his suitcase in the ventilation duct. But Moss remained cautious, so he rented the room next door. Meanwhile, an assassin chasing after the suitcase arrived at the motel. By the way, if you want to see more, this movie is called No Country for Old Man. Hope you're having a good time.